Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trade Analysis with a quick market update for today, Wednesday, 25th of June. I'm back. We are back analyzing the economic data and also technical analysis of all the markets that we usually review. In this week that I came back from holidays, and I'm really pumped to see what this market has to offer. But let me start with my bias, my sentiment for this week. I'm bearish. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to take longs. That only means that I'm going to be super cautious in the next, I would say, 2 weeks, because there are some things that I don't like. There are some things that are due for a pullback, and I would like to take this opportunity to just backtest some things and have an exercise of patience, discipline, and risk management. That being said, real quick, yesterday we got basically zero news, so I'm not going to review yesterday's economic data. Today's house price and a little bit of manufacturing, and more than that, consumer confidence that came way higher than expected. 100.4, we were expecting 100 flat, and this 101 got revised down. So this consumer confidence is having its signal that consumer is struggling somehow, but it's showing some kind of pattern of holding. So we are holding on the consumer confidence, and that it's really important because right now we are in a situation in which inflation is not yet under control, and we have to really be a strength. We need strong households, we need strong spending, and the policy will do the rest. So apart from that, case home seller, the prices of homes keep pumping. 7.2, we were expecting a little bit of decrease. Remember that this part of the economy and also the housing sector needs to cool down. It's part of the big important data that Fed needs to really see progress into inflation, and we are not seeing that. And good news is that manufacturing is still showing all these negative data. So cool down on the manufacturing, and at the same time, strong GDP and strong spending will be good for the long term. It's not only about cooling down, but it's also about showing strength. That's the difficult balance that the Fed is trying to soft landing here. But apart from that, nothing but technical. One thing I would like to highlight is that Fed Bowman up here in this speed said something pretty interesting. Bowman said she's a voting member of the FOMC, and she said, I don't see any rate cuts for 2024. Shifted focus to cuts in 2025. That's a killer. And I think market really waited and digested that. And right now we are seeing signs of a little bit of more pullback that a lot of people was expecting. So this is the Nasdaq. As you can see, I was watching this kind of pullback. On the daily, we are quite showing signs of weakness up here. This is the first bullish bear value gap that we ran through. And that's pretty important because right here, we have the point of control above price right now. And we have a daily rejection up here. On the 1 hour, we have a bearish engulfing candle right now. And I was watching this reaction to see if we are going to continue putting lower highs or we are going to try something, some kind of a bounce. And this bounce was there in part due to Nvidia being 5% in the green, Google 1.48, Meta 1.30, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, they are all in the green. So why is Nasdaq not being able to hold? Because there are still some concerns. Small caps 0.60 in the red. And look at financials. Financials is 0.83, utilities is minus 1%, and all the banks are mostly in the red. So quite important to really assess what is happening. I was long down here in my personal account, not in the big account that I trade. This is just for micros. And I mean, as to review, there's nothing really. This is just the Judas swing from the open in UK. We just pump overnight. We try to hold. We manipulate lower, but that was not a. It tapped this fair value gap, but was not in a huge level. I was waiting for that to go lower. As you can see, I have this 1 hour fair value gap down here, and 50% of that level, I was waiting for that, but I never got that deep entry. I don't want to buy up here. I was expecting a test of 20,000. We barely hit that. We tested with 19,968. So as you can see, we never tapped this liquidity. So I think the draw on liquidity is still lower. I would expect more lower pricing, more downside, to be honest. Today is quite a bummer because we tried to pump, but I mean, this is showing something. And I think part of the issue is that Bowman doesn't see any cuts and things like that. And on a technical point of view, from a technical point of view, dollar is quite strong. Look at this, it's still holding up there in the green. Yields are still holding, 10 years still holding, and at the same time, financials and small caps are not showing enough strength. So at some point, Nvidia is not the only one. And I mean, Nvidia, it's already correcting quite a lot. So I would manage my expectations in terms of upside until we see some decent pullback. And when I say decent pullback is at least 19,600s down here. I would like price action to quickly reject today and continue lower to this zone of 19,600. That would be great. And let's see the reaction, because I don't want to just act as an investor. I don't want to dollar cost average. I don't want to invest at lower pricing. I'm not a day trader. I need to see more structure. And on a daily, from a daily point of view, that would be quite a nice zone around between 600 and 700. Right now, we are basically more than 200 points away of that. And if we continue going lower and we reject, we always can see another reaction down here at low 19,000s, 300s, or even 19,000. Who knows? Anything can happen. And the lower it gets, the better to see a big reaction, a big investor stepping in, things like that. Because at some point, we need to see pullback. We need to see some kind of cool down of the price action of the activity for all the people, for all the participants to jump, to be able to jump in and to grow the better, the slower the better. Because I think we were just skyrocketing with Nvidia pumping, and the same way Nvidia has just retraced 15%. Let me just show you from highs. We are right now 12%. We were 16%. I mean, this bounce on Nvidia was something inevitable. I think this was expected, but who knows? Maybe we do something like this and we continue going lower. What is true is that we need to be patient. We need to be disciplined to really assess our bias, not to jump straight, losing to FOMO and things like that. I'm pretty heavily on discipline, so this is the good mentality to be in this world of day trading for the long term. I have a couple of levels here, nothing too important. Today is just a nothing burger. I wouldn't be surprised if we just came lower and finished the day flat. I mean, it's just another day of waiting for lower price. There was not a huge move to the upside, not huge weakness to buy a super deep. There was nothing. So my recommendation honestly is just to keep waiting for tomorrow and the day after and the day after. Continue building that muscle of discipline, that muscle of risk management, and that huge muscle what is patience. And nothing else. Nothing else for me, nothing else from other markets. Right now, there's nothing huge apart from Nvidia bouncing, and I think we are in the middle of a way bigger pullback. I think everyone's will benefit from bigger pullback. We are just getting started, I think. This 4 hour rejection candle is something. And honestly, I will just wait for things like this, or perhaps this, and then bounce, reclaim, and move higher with a nice setup, things like that. And this structure is going to be key. So I will be waiting here for that. And that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel because I upload videos like this one every single day for market forecasts, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always. Remember that the training day is not over yet. I think we don't need to jump on anything today. So be patient, be disciplined, manage your risk because those are key for your success. Stay safe, everyone, and see you tomorrow.